the moment when our mind stops to scatter its energy in mundane matters, it begins to radiate the power, and over a period of time, it turns into the spiritual powerhouse where other souls can experience the power in its presence. So today our subtopic is how silence in the spiritual powerhouse. Introversion, it gives birth to soul consciousness, and soul consciousness is the ability to see beyond what we see with these physical eyes, see the secrets beyond it. The world drama, as we all know, it's the fixed written script. The drama outside is still randomly created, but this drama is exactly based on the law of cause and effect. So as soon as we realize this principle, it is easy for us to come in this state of introversion, and we begin to cultivate the power. Same realization gives us the power to easily accept the things and the power to pack up. And these two power will give birth to the state of introversion and ultimately the state of silence. Extroversion, however, traps us in body consciousness unknowingly. We slip time and again into body consciousness because of this sanskar of extroversion. And we begin to interpret the things on this physical basis, what we see with this physical eyes, which is ultimately the illusion. So it again and again traps us into the false identity of I and mine. As we all know, the emotions are contagious. It's not easy to rise above the vibration of circumstances. But what is the formula? The formula is to make the seal of body soul consciousness and to stay combined with Supreme. These two things will enable us to sustain the state of our soul consciousness and to bring us back to the introversion and develop our power of silence. So, as Einstein once said, we cannot solve the problem with the same level of consciousness that created it. As long as we have the habit of reacting to the things, we are actually reacting to the vibrations, and as long as we are reacting to the vibrations, the same level of vibration, we cannot rise to the next level of vibration which have the capacity to actually solve the problem from its root level. So we become trapped in this game and forget our original identity and forget the reality of this drama. So the individual who have understood these things in the subtle level is they accumulate the power of silence. The few words of them would be the spiritual injection to other souls. Other souls are able to experience the power, and the ones who stabilize themselves in this state of soul consciousness and in this power of silence are able to donate the power. As Baba frequently emphasized in the Murli, the importance of donating the power, because the soul who come in the later stage, they are more weaker, and just comprehending and just letting them comprehend in the intellectual level isn't sufficient. We should also be able to donate them some power to let them incorporate these things in their practical lives. So Baba talks about transforming the atmosphere with our attitude, transforming the circumstances, transforming the vibration with our attitude. So, do you think it's possible? If we think it's possible, raise the hand. Yes, it's possible, but but we all have experienced them. We all have experienced this power occasionally, but again we forget it and get trapped in these circumstances which seems real, but actually Baba just like said they are like the game of Kathputli word Baba uses for this. They seems real, but actually they are all the false creation of our one state of mind. So what would be the best gift we can give to ourselves and to the other souls? The gift of staying in, getting stabilized in soul consciousness, and let them catch our vibration of soul consciousness so that they can get the power even to work on themselves, work on their state of mind. So it is said, speak only when your words are more powerful than silence. Else, silence is much benevolent. There have been many great sages and saints who have used this power of mind and power of silence in their lives. So one of them is Ramana Maharshi, the Rishi. Many seekers, spiritual seekers, have reported that when they went with a lot of complex spiritual question, they end up in the state of complete silence. All their questions vanished, and the sage was able to give the experience of profound silence to his seekers. And in the very silence, they used to find the truth, they used to find the real answer, which is suitable for them. So the devotee, the seekers, they used to report, in his silence, all my doubts disappeared. So here we can again reflect on the power of silence and how it can simply wins over speech. So we'll do one commentary, sit back and relax. I, the point of light, shining in the middle of the forehead, I take this moment to reflect on the power of silence. My silence is not the one which arises out of heart, out of disheartenment. It is the one, the blissful silence which arises from this complete understanding, the understanding of the truth, the deeper realities of existence. As I stabilize in this state of silence, I radiate the beautiful vibrations of love and unconditional acceptance for every soul, for every circumstances in my past, this present, and any uncertainties to come in the future. I'm in this state of deep relaxation as I surrender all my burdens to the Supreme. As soon as I surrender, He takes away all my burdens and let me stabilize in this beautiful silence, the silence of wisdom, not the silence of conflict. I thank all the souls and the Supreme. I do not have any grudge for anybody. I am complete in this silence. bring back my awareness to the point of light and the surroundings. Om Shanti. So once I had the opportunity to experience the complete silence by implementing this digital detox, and it was really the wonderful experience. I noticed how the relationship with Supreme was so much stronger, and how everything falls, how everything seems so mundane, so futile, and that deep realization of truth. So it is very important for us to take out some moments for silence every day. And is the day for complete silence in a week. Just like as we reflect in the life of Mahatma Gandhi, he used to take a breath of complete silence on Monday, and once he had to go through some political issues where all his friends pressed him to react for all the injustice which they could see with these physical eyes. And Mahatma Gandhi, what he did was he rejected to react. He rejected to give the verbal response immediately. He sat back and reflected, and the next day he gave calm and composed written reply. And his written reply was so powerful and so convincing that the other parties were convinced, and there was the possibility that he could have escalated the situation with his reaction, but he chose to stay in silence and solve the problem from its root level. So this is the power of silence. Have we all experienced the power of silence, where we do not react to the circumstances and it seems to de-escalate, it seems to be more better and more beautifully resolved? Do we have all this experience? We have this, right? We all have this experience occasionally. Anybody want to share their personal experience? So, moving forward, we have heard about Nelson Mandela, who was in prison for 27 years. And during that 27 years, he faced a lot of humiliation and harsh treatment. But instead of giving the angry outbursts, he practiced remarkable silence, and dignified silence, which was able to take him out of all this chaotic chaos and all the chaotic circumstances. So, from all these stories, we can realize that breakthrough solutions require the power of silence rather than the power of speech and the power of reaction. The power of silence. There is one book where the author has frequently emphasized how the power of silence wins over the power of speech. And there's another book named Quiet, The Power of Introverts. In a world that can't stop talking. Here as well, the author has given the importance of introversion over extroversion and how the power of introvertness will help us realize the deep secrets of existence, human existence, and how they will strengthen us, how they will empower our emotional health in the long run over a period of time. So though it may seem insignificant, and though we may feel the strong urge to react, staying back, holding oneself back, and using the power of silence, using the power of reflection would be of great significance over the power of reactions. So silence has the ability to promote the present moment awareness, where we can use the power of now, the power of present moment, over the power of being carried away by the ingrained pattern of thoughts, being carried away by our world sanskaras, being carried away by the vibrations of circumstances outside. So the practice of inner silence over a long period of time will help us strengthen our physical health, strengthen our mental capabilities, strengthen our emotional health, and ultimately strengthen our relationships and help us contribute to the upliftment of this world, help us contribute in world transformation through self-transformation. So silence and spiritual silence, the power of silence is not empty. It is rather the living language which can communicate more effectively than futile speeches. So homework for today will be reflecting on these two questions. Can patience and peace win where force fails, where reaction fails? And the next one is reflecting on this question. How can the silence communicate more than speech? Okay, Om Shanti.